So we have our Minister of Defense, Anita Anand, with us for this special interview. We all know that Anita Anand, daughter of a Tamil father and a Punjabi mother, Anita excelled academically. She was a professor at the University of Toronto. Lots of achievements, accomplishment in her life before joining the politics. And when she started joining politics, she was Minister of Procurement after becoming the MP, and after that she has been elevated as Minister of Defense. So Anita Anand is the second female Minister of Defense in Canada. So we are so proud of her. Minister, welcome to Radio Parvasi and Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal.
Namaskar, Mr. Saini ji. Ki hal hai?
बहुत
It's
अच्छा.
wonderful to be here with you.
Thank you so much. It's always pleasure to talk to you, Minister. Please, first of all, tell us how you are feeling, how you are getting this new ministry, which is a big challenge as a women defense minister. How are you liking it?
I am so honored to be able to serve in the federal cabinet and as the member of parliament for Oakville. I am very much enjoying the tasks in front of me. They are challenging, but it is an honor to pursue them, both in procurement, where I was before the election, and now in national defense. Challenging portfolios, but definitely important in terms of making sure that we as a government are delivering for Canadians. And currently for the armed forces, it's really important to make sure that all members of the armed forces feel safe and protected and respected every single day when they put on a uniform for our country. And that is what I'm making sure occurs in my current portfolio. Dhanyavad.
Minister, you became Minister of Procurement right after you were elected as Member of Parliament, and COVID happened after that, pandemic immediately after that, and being Minister of Procurement, there were lots of challenges. And I know since the beginning of this year even, it was so hectic for you, procuring maximum number of vaccine for the country when we were needed them very badly. I think you did a wonderful job, and many people think that this is your elevation from Minister of Procurement to Minister of Defense. What do you have to say?
Well, you're exactly right. In terms of procurement, there were many difficult moments, but I continued to believe in the strategy that we began with, which was to make sure that we were not putting all our eggs in one basket with just one supplier. Rather, we entered into 7 agreements with different vaccine suppliers to ensure that we would have millions and millions of doses for Canadians as soon as possible. And as a result of that diversified procurement approach, we led the world in vaccine procurement and administration. And by the end of July, we had enough vaccines for all eligible Canadians to have 2 doses. That was 2 months ahead of schedule. So the issues relating to procurement were ones that I took on with determination with my department, and we then moved to procure vaccines for the pediatric doses, the 5 to 11-year-old as well, and we have those obviously in country now. And in terms of the transition from procurement to national defense, I was very willing to take on any responsibility that the Prime Minister asked of me. And when he asked me to be the Minister of National Defense, I, of course, said that I would be honored to do so. And I've been pursuing the strategies of threefold strategy. One, to make sure that we have an Army and Navy and an Air Force where all members can feel safe, respected, and protected. 2, to make sure we have the Canadian Armed Forces that is well equipped. And 3, to make sure that as a country we are contributing to the rules-based international order. And so in my first few weeks, I've been in the post just for about 2 months alone, I have undertaken a number of initiatives. The first is accepting an external recommendation that sexual misconduct allegations against members of the Canadian Armed Forces be referred to the civilian system. The second, of course, is to provide $85 million to the UN peacekeeping mission. That was at a conference held virtually in Seoul, Korea. And the third is just recently offering an apology to victims and survivors of sexual misconduct in the Canadian military and the Department of National Defense. So those are just three examples of things that I've been working on as Minister of National Defense. But of course, there is much more work to do, and these problems will not be solved overnight.
Yeah, Minister. Our role mostly has always been as a peacekeeping nation. We have never been interested in combat operations, but still we have to stand by our allies most of the times. What are the next challenges you are facing for Canada?
So the $85 million that we committed maintains our place as a country as one of the foremost financial contributors to the UN peacekeeping mission. In addition to that, our troops are engaged around the world. Take Ukraine, for example, where we have over 200 trainers on the ground who have trained thousands and thousands of Ukrainian soldiers. In addition, we have troops based in Africa, in Mali, for example, as well as Europe. And we are also watching very closely the Indo-Pacific region and developing a strategy for that area of the world. We recently completed a sail-through of the Taiwanese Strait with the United States, and we will continue to ensure that that area of the world is open and peaceful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Minister Sajjan, being himself a soldier, Indian background, now you are heading this ministry. How you will encourage our young boys and girls to join Canadian Armed Forces, military services?
Well, that's a very good point. I will say that when I speak to our Canadian Armed Forces across the country, for example, I've visited bases at Shearwater, at Borden, in Edmonton. I continue to say, of course, that recruitment is very important, retention is very important, and our Canadian Armed Forces needs to reflect the demographic composition of our country. And so that is something that we are all focused on, encouraging youth from all different ethnic backgrounds to see the Canadian Armed Forces as a place where they can grow and succeed.
Okay, Minister, last thing before you go, Prime Minister today has announced and ensured the Canadians that we have enough number of vaccines for all the categories. You played a very, very important, crucial role to make sure that we have enough stock of vaccines. How you feel now when we are in the challenge of Omicron now?
I am very confident about our procurements and supply of both vaccines and rapid tests. One of the things that I made sure to do while I was minister in that area was to procure not only for the current year, but for subsequent years. And so we entered into long-term contracts with both Pfizer and Moderna for the provision of boosters well into 2022, 23, and 24. So those boosters are well in stock, and we are very well equipped to ensure that all eligible Canadians can have a third dose of vaccine. And in addition, in the area of rapid tests, we have procured 292 million rapid tests and have distributed at least 95 million to the provinces and territories. That's going to be over 100 million by the end of the month. And I'll just say, from a procurement perspective, we are very well placed to continue to support the provinces and territories, both in terms of boosters as well as rapid tests and supplies relating to the administration of vaccines as a whole.
Okay, and we are in mode of celebration now, holiday season, Christmas is coming up. We have to be very careful, very much beware of this Omicron. At the same time, this is the time to celebrate with the families, friends. So what is your message on this occasion?
Well, I think we are all needing to follow public health advice. We need to ensure that we are getting our booster shot so that we have 3 shots of vaccine. We need to be ensuring that we are social distancing, we are wearing our masks, and we are refraining from large group gatherings. So I will be celebrating with my immediate family over the Christmas holidays. And of course, I look forward to speaking with you in January on India's Independence Day, which is January 26th, as you know.
Okay, thank you so much. You have already promised to us a couple of times that you will visit our studio. So we wish that we will get rid of this Omicron pandemic and you will soon come in person to our studio.
I will look forward to being there with him. So I really hope that occurs soon.
Okay.
And thank you so much. Dhanyavad, namaskar.
And happy holidays, happy Christmas, and happy New Year.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you.